Hello and welcome, Pocket Watch here, and it's about time for another episode of Muramasa. Yeah, apparently the princess thing I was so worried about is not actually that serious. It was supposed to be just as a joke and stuff like that, so thank you Absolute Kira for clarifying that for me. Yeah, don't put me into your notebook, please. Yeah, let's go to the episode. Okay, so we are going to check out on Ritsu then. I guess, after our lesson. It was faster than anything I've seen, like whoosh! What did you say? Interesting. I wonder if this word have some kind of mutations, yeah, like in second no Inganok. Huh. Interesting. I wonder if he wanted to say Tsurugi, but it was like weird to have one here. Is it all recording? Yep, it is. Okay. After the man has scurried out of sight, the three of us exchange silent glances. While asking around the bars near the bamboo grove, we heard about a guy who saw something 3 nights ago, and now we know what it was. He stopped himself before he could say it, but it's not difficult to imagine what he was thinking. Something shaped like a man that moves with unnatural speed. In other words, something that is both human and inhuman. A musha. Oh, so not like Tsurugi the armor. They mean like musha the samurais basically. And musha can only mean Rokuhura, since no one else may own a Tsurugi. Immediately after the war, GHQ rounded up all the loose Tsurugi in Yamato. Now it's nearly impossible to find out one in Rokuhara hands. Okay. There were some who managed to conceal their ownership, but most were eventually discovered or betrayed, while others rose up and were crushed. Either way, they lost their Tsurugi and their lives. There was a brief period during which such stories were very common. I haven't heard anything recently though. There are probably any holdouts left. At least as far as Kanto is concerned. Rokuhura monopoly and musha is absolute. Yeah, I think it's like in the whole Japan basically. Unless they have only power under one region on Japan. I'm not sure. I think they regime only on one region of Japan. Maybe. But that would make sense if they just rule over all Japan at this point. No exceptions. Well, aside from racing Cruxes, I guess. Yeah, there's that. Actually, that's a good point. Also, I wonder if like talented blacksmith or someone who's so into like engineering like Inagi, can he basically remake cracks into working Tsurugi? Like not the one that require life, but the one that is like manufactured basically. like in masses. Like, you know, like go into like your backyard and do his own tsurugi out of car, basically. It would be weak and stuff, but it would still should work, I guess. Unless it's impossible because they missing like some important parts and stuff. Yeah, I just wonder if some talented engineer could do that. That's like basically not possible, I guess, but yeah. We can see that in like some animes or some like novels or manga, like people doing that. So I just assumed, but I feel like this will be more technical and more serious tone, with some humor in it as well. So I don't think I will have that fantasy as truth now. Not a chance in hell. In the first place, races aren't allowed to don their armor except as established race tracks. We have our answer. Unless the guy was mistaken, there was a Rukuhara Musha in the grove 3 nights ago. The same night Ritsu disappeared. Oh my god, yep. She's either dead or she's a slave. I assume. A slave trade, once again. The ugliest of phrases rears its stinking head. It was only one possibility, when we spoke about it last night. We were spread from having to face the utter helplessness it represented. But now? The tuft looms, suddenly far more real than before, yet none of us dares to put it in words. Our lips are sealed by the same understanding that silenced the man. No one can defy Rokuhara. If Rokuhara took her, there's nothing we can do. Rationing, conscription, random tax hikes. There has been no end to Rokuhara oppression. Still, it was never too much for us to bear. Until now. Now the ultimate power in Yamato is threatening to take our friend away, if it hasn't already. We have to do something. But what? They have courage. I have to give them that. Like, they're trying to fight basically the government and merciless army that made everyone like live under oppression. They are kinda crazy. They can die easily. Rokuhara is untouchable. Nothing can bring them to justice. There are no heroes. Kanatsu can no longer maintain a cheerful facade. Her voice is heavy, and I have no words with which to lighten her burden. What should we do? Should we pray for salvation to a just God who surely doesn't exist? Perhaps we should pray for a wrathful God to destroy Rokuhara instead. That seems more realistic. But no, prayers won't solve our problem. Yeah, I agree with you here. Like, you can do nothing if that's what happened. I mean, it makes sense that you go and check it out to be sure, like 100%. But if it's confirmed, then you're basically out of options. But as I said like last time, I understand why she's so anxious about this whole situation. Because, let's face it, she's like just under target. If this is what's going on, the slave trades and they're looking for girls and stuff, then she's basically a target here as well. Sorry. Shit. What the hell am I doing? Why am taking this out on Tadayasu. I'm such a fucking loser. Tadayasu's right, as usual. Nothing is set in stone. We need to know exactly what happened. But I'm afraid. I'm afraid that if we find proof that we are powerless, then despair will crush me. If we give up now, I can still cling on delusion that Ritsu might come strolling back in a minute, just like she always has. You have kinda point here. I'm a coward. You're a coward, but actually rational one. Actually, I kinda overestimated it. It's not like he's rational. He's just thinking ahead. That's what I meant, basically. I raise my bowed head to see Tadayasu and Konatsu staring at something off the side. I follow the gaze. What? The Darkling, what? Also her face. Her face is like the most emotional face in the whole... in this bunch. Like her facial expression is always like... Also his scary expression is so damn like thrown. Damn. I love like faces are made in Muramasa. Oh? Hello? Are you a guy from the poster of Muramasa? There stands the gloomiest looking man I've ever seen. The man is young, even handsome, objectively. But his positive qualities are utterly eclipsed by an aura of darkness that surrounds him. It's like I'm afraid to get close, because I might spontaneously transform into a middle-aged man with a shitty job and no life. No love life. This is how bleak, how positively demonic his aura is. So he's not Rokuhara. Darkling. Huh. It's rare to see Tadayasu so shaken. But I don't blame him. Even at this distance, I can feel the dark energy like static against my skin. Okay. Please explain me who the Darkling is. Of course, what she means is, you go talk to him. But I don't want to go either, so... I suggest the next best plan. Okay. That settles it. We'll put off approaching the man for now. He walked off and followed at the distance. And we followed at the distance, carefully to stay out of field of darkness that is literally pushing other pedestrians out of his way. Interesting, who he is. Why everyone's so afraid of him? After leaving the bar district, the man wanders around Ritsu neighborhood for a bit, then heads to our school. No way this is coincidence. He's up to something. So this is the guy that we had in the last episode. I mean, he was mentioned in the last episode, right? In last or 2 episodes ago, I don't remember. I think it was in the last episode. When our, like, 3 friends, basically, our 3 main characters, I assume, were talking about Ritsu, and there was a rumor that someone in the dark was looking at the school, basically, like waiting for someone. So it was him. I wonder what's the deal with him then. Well, that explains why he went silent. Like Tsurugi, guns belong to underworld. Only a soldier or a cop would have one. Or a criminal. Which means... I didn't want it to go to this conclusion yet. I guess Yuhi did. Yeah, this is like the easiest solution. Like blaming him, that's why I didn't want it to go into that yet. She's absolutely right. I mean, what else could he be? Some random gun nut wandering around the town? So they don't know him. Then why they call him Darkling? Huh. Maybe Darkling is some general term for people like him. Like the suspicious ones that you don't want to approach, basically. Maybe that's what's going on. Here's the kidnapper, or someone working with the kidnapper. Yeah. Not gonna happen. I can't deny that desperation is getting the better of me, but letting the guy go isn't an option. You know what will happen when some of Rokuhara agent, assuming that he's Rokuhara, would disappear in your city? You know what will happen? You wasn't there, you didn't saw a prologue. But that would happen. Yep. Yeah, don't get shot and you will live. Great. Really? Okay. That's a good one. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much everything works. She's so annoyed. Really? You're going to risk it? And if you don't, you can die. You are crazy. I know that this is totally insane. I know we are likely to get ourselves killed. Yeah, exactly. The palms of my hands are dripping with sweat. To be honest, my plan is hardly worthy of the name. Yeah, we might surprise him enough to keep him from using the gun, but so what? Even without the Tsurugi, Musha are masters of the martial arts. Not the kind of enemy a couple of kids can handle. It's not even worse then. At the distance, I can make out the lines of his body. The man is slender, but clearly well built. His posture erect, his stride firm. I'm sure he's been through rigorous training. Even he isn't Musha, he's definitely a soldier of some sort. It's crazy to go up against him. Still, we have a chance. As long as he's alone and doesn't have a Tsurugi, we can fight. We can do something besides lie down and cry. It disgusts me how desperate I am. I want so badly to seize this chance. After all, even if we can't defeat Rokuhara, if this plan works, we will have scored a victory. A small victory, but a victory nonetheless. We are approaching to be in the drainage ditch. No more thinking. Just take him down. Figure out what the next step after that. Now, I charge the man and shout. Okay. He's just calmly, yeah, I'm used to being called evil. So what do you want? The man stops and turns to face me. Our eyes met. He looks at me and I look at him. His gaze is cool and quiet. I plant my feet and slide to stop. Tadayasu rushes the man from behind. His speed astonishing. Wait, what? Astonishing. I'm sorry, I cannot read that word. Astonishingly fast. The man turned at the sound of his footstep. Yeah, how did you expect this to work? You just shouted at him once. Then it went like full silent. You really didn't thought that he will hear you from behind? I tried to shout something, but nothing came out. He heard him already, so there's no point. He's on alert anyway. That was total fail. It was total fail. They failed so much here. The man looks straight at Tadayasu, but Tadayasu doesn't hesitate. He swings the metal pipe high over his head. The man looks up at it. He watches as the pipe comes down. He watches as the pipe meets his forehead. Oh? He keeps watching, right to the end. Wait. What? Yeah. What just happened? Yeah, you just assumed he's Rokuhara. Do our evil overlords really use guys who let themselves be knocked out by the teenagers? This ain't right. I feel like pigs are about to start raining from the sky. Yeah, let's do this. They don't want to hear that. Yep. You just had to say that. Because he's used to it. I love Konsatsu. She's so good. Kontatsu. Let me guess, Tadayasu just thought that's a gun. He said he couldn't tell the model, right? Oh my god, it's probably something else. Okay, what did you find? Okay, so it is gun, right? This means we are not criminals. Probably. Yeah? Let me guess. This is some kind of revolutionary symbol or something, like he's a good guy. That's... Oh my god. They just assault the police officer. Okay. You better don't run. Because if you run, that might be terrible. You just stay with him and apologize to him. Like, yeah. If you run, then you will be like on run, basically, and they will catch you. I love her. Her picture faces are great. Yeah. We are fucked. Okay, that was good. Okay, he woke up. I like his voice. Before we had just yes. Now he had like proper sentence. I like his voice actor. Let's hear that again. So good. The gloomy man turned out to be a pretty nice guy. After he woke up, he was patient enough to listen, while we trembled all over each other trying to explain ourselves. Then was even nice enough to forgive us without a single rebuke. I've never met a guy this chill. He could give the Buddha a run for his money. Just to be sure, I use my fist to shoot him down. Not that I don't get where he's coming from. The man's back is ruler straight. His perfect posture hardly suitable for a nice day in the park. Still, it doesn't feel like he's making an effort. It's probably just natural for him. Maybe that's why he's so tall. So if I stop slouching, I will grow taller? Might be worth a shot. In the center of his forehead is an enormous lump. Sure, all it needs is some ice, but still, I don't think I would be as forgiving in his place. Yeah, I assume so. Like, that's... I mean, it depends on the person. I mean... I think that... most of people will forgive that. Maybe not as police officer. I don't know, I feel like that's not really a big deal if you don't run away. I mean, it is a big deal, right? Because you just assault someone and stuff. And you probably will face some consequences, but still, it's not like they meant to do that. I mean, they meant, but yeah, you know. Seriously, he's like a saint or something. She's always so expression, like have so much expression. Okay. Okay. We, on the other hand, are doing pretty good job of selling each other out. Yep, pretty much. So that makes it okay? Assaulted. Okay, he's cool. I'm gonna have to disagree with you there. How can this guy be so calm? He's even speaking politely, like we're his superiors instead of bunch of dumbass kids. I mean, we hit him with a pipe, he could have died. Okay, he's so chill. That's not normal. Yeah, that's not normal. He should be at least at least a little bit pissed. If it would be like a normal thing, like normal guy. Next time. What? Why? That's a good question. Shut up, Yuhi. I want to know too, but come on. The officer doesn't seem too offended though. He just nods an answer as though if nothing. Yeah, seems like it. Talking to teacher and investigating the places. Seems alright. Konatsu and I gape in disbelief. Although, come to think of it, there's nothing actually wrong with this answer. Konatsu and I clamped our hands over Tadayasu's mouth to prevent him from digging an even deeper hole. I mean, Tadayasu is good at talking. They should basically leave him be in situations like this, to be honest. I think he's doing great. He would do great as investigator. He's goofy, he's goofing around and stuff, sure, but he's intelligent. He's truly intelligent, I think. But officer seems to have guessed what Tadayasu was getting at. Yep. We saw it in like episode 2, I think, or episode 1 even. That police is basically just doing nothing. They're just sitting, drinking, doing nothing. Understandable. Oh yeah. This is like... Yeah, so basically, even if you want, then you cannot really investigate Rokuhara. Yep, that's total control from them. Yep, so that's how it is. Yep. The officer opens his jacket, just enough to show us his pistol. Upon its grip glitters the Sunburst emblem that so shocked us earlier in the day. Minato Kageaki. I like how they called him Darkling. He have like this kind of dark aura around him. And his surname is actually from Kage, which is shadow in Japan. I like the wordplay here. Minato Kageaki, that's simple to remember. At least Minato. Oh! Okay. Interesting. Whoa, a deputy. It sounds so retro and cool. Things are getting interesting. He's basically rogue. Why do they even let him in, like having the equipment and stuff? Just why? If he can do whatever he wants. He's not serving Rokuhara. Did they just assume that he will be scared and do nothing? Might be. Aww. The commissioner seems like a good guy. Which means the commissioner is doing everything he can under the circumstances. I know your name or face, commissioner, but I'm sorry for thinking you were just another Okuhara stooge. But I want to know too. Yup, we assumed that as well. Also, this is good if we let Izanagi, Takuyasu, you know, the friend, to just speak with Minato. He's like chill on everything and he can like just ask blunt questions. You just dropped a bombshell here. And the music just stopped. He just mentioned the Silver Death that everyone is talking around. And he said that he's going to stop the massacres of it. Is he suggesting that the shadow that they fought, the Musha, is Ginseigo? Is that what he just giving us here? What? Okay. Okay. Let's see this background. Art in this game is so good. Also, this kind of art reminds me of Seki no Inganok. If you haven't seen it, you can check it out on my channel. But the art style there is also damn amazing, I love it. The massacres began about 2 years ago, when something started wiping out villages, towns, even military bases. The attacks occurred without warning or discernible cause. Each leaves no survivors behind. When the authorities arrived in the aftermath, they find total devastation. Total. Every last person dead. Some of the victims are beheaded, others bludgeoned to death or split in half by some inhuman force. Some are even torn to shreds, as if something ran them through a wood chipper. That's not looking good in my mind. And for every victim, whose wounds bear the mark of some monstrous warrior, there are a dozen who appear to have been slain by their own friends. Yep, that sounds exactly like Ginsugi. Like in Prologue. Nothing remains but corpses and wreckage, with no sign, no trace of force that brought such a catastrophe. Why did they die? What killed them? To date, there's no clear answer. They are, however, stories. I saw something fly away from that village. I saw someone walking away from the schoolhouse. I saw something silver shoot across the sky. Even Musha were killed. That can only mean one thing. And so the people of Yamato know that it exists. Yep, exactly, that's the story of the prologue we had. The Angel of Slaughter. Reign of Death. A silver star. Ginseigo. Oh my god, I get chills again. Ginseigo is a force of nature, bringing death and destruction to all in its path. It is a wrathful god, sowing disaster with nightmarish impartiality. Giant or dwarf, native or foreigner, lunatic or sane, its nature changes with every telling. So... okay, is it... I said like the history lesson there, right? I thought like maybe they have dwarves. So... I thought of this world like being fairly realistic, I would say, like set in the realistic terms. With some of sci-fi, I would say, kinda. Like Tsurugis and stuff, you know, the thing that doesn't exist. But we have some fantasy stuff, apparently. I wonder if giants or dwarves actually exist? Or is it just a metaphor? Don't spoil me if this is a spoiler, but you can let me know if this is just a metaphor. But if you will know it later on, then you can just tell me that it will be known later. The only thing that remains consists is the silver. Village, town and fortress alike, all destroyed by the same silver Musha. The Ginseigo massacres. In 2 years since its appearance, Ginseigo has caused at least 7 such disasters across Kanto. Both Rokuhora and GHQ have launched investigations, but neither has shown results. Okay, so... the prologue was the first one, I assume. Damn. You cannot arrest something like that, you have to destroy it, basically. Yep. That is the truth. Plain and simple. Rokuhora is Yamato's supreme fighting force, commanding all of the nation Musha. No one can stand against it. With one exception. Ginseigo, the invincible silver demon, for whom even Rokuhora warriors are but prey. Despite Rokuhura's best efforts at quashing such rumors, it's been wished in dark bars and black alleys that Ginseigo destroyed an entire company of Rokuhura dragoons single-handedly. Yep, that happened. In prologue. There's no way to be sure of this rumor veracity, but the fact is that where Ginseigo is concerned, Rokuhura has never shown the same self-assurance with which they approached everything else. The mere hint of the sighting is enough to send their search teams scoring on the other side of Kanto and back again. It's almost like Rokuhura is afraid of Ginseigo. Ooh, they have reasons. They have reasons. That was hell, basically. Because of this, some of the anti-shogunate fractions consider Ginseigo a hero. Of course, it kills innocent farmers just as often as soldiers. Ginseigo. The stories are hard to believe, but there really is a lone Musha that can defeat Rokuhura warriors with such ease, then that Musha is truly supreme. Yeah, I still think that it might be the one of the original Tsurugis. No one can defeat it. It's madness to try. Oh wow, okay. No way. Okay. Okay. Let me guess, he have Tsurugi as well. Tadayasu and Konatsu say nothing, but I can tell that what they thinking the same. Fighting Ginseigo? Bullshit. If it were anyone else talking, I'd laugh it off as a joke. But this guy is dead serious. That's obvious from the look in his eyes and the tone of his voice. He's gonna get himself killed. Okay. Why you have such a duty for this? Like, what's your backstory? You're making, like, me very curious about you. Oh, what the hell was that? What? That's it? Wow, that's true. This is like on the war. Is he like on vengeance or something? Damn. My responsibility. He delivers every word in the same dry tone, without the slightest glimmer of vanity. What is he saying? I want to understand. I need to understand. I must fight, therefore I shall. Those words that resolve. They're what I've always... Huh.
つまり港さんは銀星号事件の専属捜査員で律の失踪も関係があるかもしれないから調べてるってことですよね。
Pretty much. Once again, I find myself envying the Yasuo ability to control the flow of the conversation.
それって律が銀星号の被害
ね。住宅地が丸々一つ壊滅したっていうならともかく。
I was thinking the same thing. All the stories that Ginseigo sound like natural disaster, a hurricane or tsunami. It doesn't feel right for it to go after one person. Okay. But we saw it in the prologue. Oh. Okay, so it's basically not always causing the massacres, just pointing out single victims for some reason. I guess that makes sense. Okay. Tadayasu waves his hand to show that there's no hard feelings. I was surprised by how readily he was answering our questions, but I guess there's a limit after all. Okay. He knows his thanks. Man, this guy is way too stir-crazed. Yep. He reassures us that our efforts were not wasted, though I can tell whenever he's being honest or just polite. A careful answer. I guess he knows better than to jump to conclusions. Yep. Oh, no one can tell, really. I really don't think so, to be honest. How can he know? He does not flinch beneath Konatsu's accusing gaze. His response is lucid, if called sticking to just the facts. Yep. He's nothing if not honest. A thoughtfulness adult would have told us to not worry, that everything will be fine, without considering what might happen when the hope he gave us is betrayed. Yep, sometimes it's better to not give a false hope. When like, probably it's not going to end well. Just face the reality. The man's words can be trusted. Let me know in the comment if you are like at this point. If the audio volume is fine. Like, should I get music down or not? I feel like I might have to take music a little bit down or the voice volume up. Let me know in the comment what you think. Is it fine or should I change the volumes basically? Sure. Once again, Tadayasu takes a nice scene somewhere silly. He's frighteningly good at that. But did Officer Minato really have to go along with it? Okay. Yeah, it does seem a little roundabout, but if you think about it, Oroku Haratori doesn't have a shred of real evidence to back it up. Even the Musha sighting is unconfirmed. Sure, a quick decision might help us out now, but speaking objectively, I prefer cops who doesn't jump to conclusions. Exactly, this is very good.
鎌倉では近年失踪事件が珍しくありません。あなた方の学校周辺に限定して差し当たってはそれらを洗い直し状況の類似する事件がないか調べてみるつもりです。
じゃあはい、その調査に俺たちを協力させてもらえませんか？俺らには土地勘があります。影明さんは地元の人ではないんですよね。
Well, you can, why not, I guess. He's not like working with police, basically.
道案内ができますし、誰かに話を聞くにしても地元民が一緒にいた方がいいんじゃないですか？警戒されなくて済みます。
Unless he's just bullshitting them. My tone grows more heated with every word, but I assured Konatsu remains silent, indicating approval. And yet, Officer Minato matches my pleading stare with the same stoic expression as before.
お気持ちには心より感謝いたします。ですが、お受けできません。お話ししました通り、この件は銀星号事件との関連を疑われています。危険性
Okay, makes sense.
自分にとって事件の解決は責務です。
And why it's your responsibility? I don't think this is just because he's assigned to this. I think there's something more.
リツは仲間です。仲間を助けるのは責務ですよ。
いいえ、あなた方はまだ自分自身以外の何かに対して責任を負える年齢ではありません。
Ooh, that's a line.
あなた方に課された責任は事故の安全に配慮し、ご家族を心配させないことです。友人、その方々の心境についてご考慮。
Good talk, man. I like Minato. Any kid had heard this lecture a million times. Still, we have no retort. If it were another adult talking, we could put up a show of defiance, no matter how childish. But something about this man's attitude acts to quash such notions. Especially again, it seems. Yep.
潮風を吹かせてしまいました。
He rises to his feet in a single liquid motion. Up close, his height is even more distinct. He towers over us. But somehow, doesn't seem imposing. Is it because his gaze is so tranquil?
ご協力に感謝いたします。聞かせていただいたお話は大変有意義でした。
はあ、まあお役に立てたのなら幸いです。
ですが、
The officer continues, his quiet gaze unshaken by Tadayasu's sarcasm.
に近づくことは危険です。どうか今後は関与を避けてください。
Interesting. Interesting. Why is dangerous? Is it because we have some story with Ginseigo? And it might go against them as well, if it's figured out. I think my recorded of the game is actually a little bit lower than it's normally. I think I will have to like bump it up a little bit during the edit.
でどうするのこれから。
決まってんだろ。港さんの言っていることは正しい。だがあいにくと俺たちは正しいことを受け入れられないがバカなものはバカなんだから仕方ない。
Okay.
開き直ったタッチはある。
Yep.
探しは続けるぞ。できれば港さんを探し出して強引にでも協力したい。俺らが
That sounds like a terrible idea.
小判ザメみたいな活動方針ね。
Okay.
それじゃ役に立ってないだろうが。アリとアブラムシ的な共生関係を目指すぞ。
Really?
それってどっちも外
Yeah.
中なんだけど。
明日からは根気と体力の勝負になるな。よく休んどけよ。
はいはい。どの道投げ出せるようなことじゃないしね。
We keep walking. Home's just around the corner. set of multi-faced eyes watches the two from the distance. And what they do and what they watch, we will see in the next episode. Yeah, I think this is a pretty good place to end the episode. They are going home and something mysterious is going on. Something will happen. Maybe it's Ginseigo. I don't know. We will see. Okay, anyway, this was a pretty damn good episode. I really like Minato. And I wonder what's his backstory with Ginseigo. One, he thinks that it's his responsibility to basically kill it off. I wonder. So yeah. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for watching this episode, for listening to me. And I'll see you in the next one. So for now, Pocket Watch is going out.